everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're here to do a book haul, which I'm not gonna lie, this was an accidental late night. I really want all of these books and I just ended up pressing the buy button, purchase. So yeah, I ordered a few books from Waterstones most recently, and I also ordered two of the books from Amazon for different reasons. But first off, I'm going to go back over books that I brought a little bit earlier on that weren't part of this splurge, but I do want to mention. So first things first, I was in a massive reading slump most recently, and I ended up ordering The Damned by Renée Ahdieh, which has been one of my most anticipated reads of the year. I was so excited and I was waiting so patiently for this to come out. Its release did get delayed, and I read this, and then I think even earlier than I got The Damned, I picked up these two. I picked up The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware and The Chain by, I believe it is, Adrian McKinty? I think that's how you say it. I almost said McKinkey then. Both of these sounds like pretty good books. I actually picked these up off of my own back. The Turn of the Key I've heard so many people talk about on BookTube and in other areas. Like this has got such high ratings, so I'm very excited to try this, as well as The Chain. So it says, when Rowan comes across the advert, it seems too good to be true. A live-in nanny position with an extremely generous salary. What she doesn't know is that she's stepping into a nightmare, one that will end with a child dead and her in a cell awaiting trial for murder. She knows she's made mistakes, but she's not guilty, at least not of murder, which means someone else is. I've just heard so many good things about this, so I'm very excited to pick this one up. And then The Chain, I haven't actually heard much about this. So this one says, your phone rings, a stranger has kidnapped your child. To free them, you must abduct someone else's child. Your child will be released when your victim's parents kidnap another child. If any of these things don't happen, your child will be killed. Victim, survivor, abductor, criminal, you'll become each one. You are now part of the chain. I don't know, I just thought this was quite an interesting one. I can feel like I can see where it's gonna go. And then finally, before my big book kind of haul together, I got Little Deaths by Emma Flint. I haven't heard anything from this. I haven't even looked it up on Goodreads just yet. I didn't get this much before I went on my big book spree, but this says, in the streets of Queens, New York, simmer in a heat wave. One July morning, Ruth Malone wakes to find a bedroom window wide open and her two young children missing. After a desperate search, the police make a horrifying discovery. It's every mother's worst nightmare, but Ruth Malone is not like other mothers. Noting Ruth's perfectly made up face and provocative clothing, the empty liquor bottles and love letters that litter her apartment, the detectives leap to convenient conclusions, fueled by neighbourhood gossip and speculation. Sent to cover the case on his first major assignment, tabloid reporter Pete Warnke at first can't help but do the same. But the longer he spends watching Ruth, the more he learns about the darker workings of the police and the press. Soon Pete begins to doubt everything he thought he knew. Ruth Malone is enthralling, challenging and secretive. Is she really capable of murder? I'm going to show you what I got from Waterstones first. So I picked up 4 books from Waterstones. So I first picked up Val McDermid's How the Dead Speak. Again, I've never read a book from Val McDermid. This is another thriller. Can you tell I read a lot of fantasy and thriller? What a surprise. So it says, when human remains are discovered in the grounds of an old convent, it quickly becomes clear that someone has been using the site as their personal burial ground. But with the convent abandoned long ago and bodies dating back many years, could this be the work of more than one obsessive killer? The investigation throws up more questions as the evidence mounts, but after their last disastrous case, Tony Hill and Carol Jordan can only watch from afar as they deal with the consequences. Someone with a terrifying routine is bidding their time, and both Tony and Carol find themselves closer to the edge than they have ever been before. Masterful and filled with suspense, this is the most electrifying, heart-racing thriller yet from #1 bestseller and queen of crime, Val McDermid. Again, it's got that thriller mixed with crime kind of thing that I love. Again, like I said, I love Tess Creston. I can literally devour her books within one day. I can read the whole book in one day. Then I picked up 3 fantasy books. I picked up Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Everyone raves about this book, everyone loves it. I got the Waterstones exclusive edition. It's got a shiny little bit on the snake, and look at them sprayed edges. I don't think I've ever owned a book with sprayed edges. This one is kind of like a schooling situation. This is Welcome to the Ninth House. Galaxy Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, a dropout and a sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. Alex was hoping for a fresh start, but her free ride comes with a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Vale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. And now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper because the societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. And I picked up probably another one that is so anticipated for me, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I have the prettiest edition. This is like the Waterstones exclusive, I believe, but this is so pretty. I'm obsessed with this cover. And then if you open it, the end papers have this stunning design on as well. It's both the end papers as well with the same design, and it's so pretty. I love the little blue flowers. And then if you take the dust jacket off, which yes, the dust jacket is stunning and foiled, you have a kind of embossed foiled tree with a man stood on it, and it is just the prettiest like plain hardcover that I think I own. I'm sure you guys have heard what this is about, but I'll read you the blurb. So begins The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Shadowed muse to artists throughout history, forbidden friend, confident and lover, slipped away with the morning light. Addie passes through the lives, desperate only to leave a trace of herself, until the day she walks back into a small bookshop in Manhattan and meets Henry, who remembers her. After 300 years, Addie's life is restarting, but the devil never plays fair. As Henry and Addie's lives start to intertwine, they must face the consequences of the decisions they've made and the prices to be paid. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is a dazzling adventure across centuries and continents, across history and art, about a young woman learning how far she will go to leave her mark on the world. And then, the last book that I saved to last for a specific reason, I brought Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I don't know how to say that. Maharin? I picked this one up because it is kind of like a fantasy romance kind of thing. There is romance in here, and I love the romance element from The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. The back of it just literally says, bound as one to love, honour or burn, a witch and a witch hunter thrust into holy matrimony. There was only one way such a story could end, a stake and a match. Which this leads me nicely onto the first book that I ordered from Amazon, which is Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. I brought this one on Amazon because they had the paperback form, whereas Waterstones doesn't have the paperback yet. However, I will say one very annoying thing. I don't know, this has never happened to me before, just so everyone knows. Why is Blood and Honey taller than Serpent and Dove? The second one definitely has more of a blurb on it. It says, where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. For as long as we both shall live. But yeah, I don't want to read the blurb on this one. I haven't actually read the blurb because I just want to have both books, the first and second. Again, because when I read The Beautiful, I really wanted to read The Damned straight away afterwards and stay in that world. So I kind of feel like I might have the same feelings on this series. And then finally, the one that I am going to crack on, like that I think I'm going to read once I finish reading Royal Assassin and Harry Potter, is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Also, again, this, it's got stunning end papers. This one I ordered off Amazon just because it was a lot cheaper, and I wanted it to start it ASAP. And the end papers are stunning. They are different on each end. So this is the first floor level, and then the whole school is viewed here. Enter a school of magic unlike any you have ever encountered. There are no teachers, no holidays. Friendships are purely strategic, and the odds of survival are never equal. Once you're inside, there are only two ways out: you graduate or you die. Elle Higgins is uniquely prepared for the school's many dangers. She may be without allies, but she possesses a dark power strong enough to level mountains and wipe out untold millions. Never mind easily destroy the countless monsters that prowl the school. Except she might accidentally kill all the students too, so Elle is trying her hardest not to use it. That is, unless she has no other choice. With flawless mastery, Naomi Novik creates a heroine for the ages, a character so sharply realised and so richly nuanced that she will live on in the hearts and minds for generations to come. And I just want to say, like, I have a bad habit of like flipping to the first like page, like chapter. That's how come I know about this really pretty artwork that's on them. And also the headings have a cute little decoration, and it's also how I know that the first line of the book states, I decided that Orion needed to die after the second time he saved my life. And that was it. That's all it took for me to buy this book. let's get ready to show you guys all the books in a stack. I always get so worried that I'm going to damage books by doing this. So these are all of the books that I have purchased within the last, I'm going to say last month. This is really actually quite heavy, but these are all the books that I've purchased, and I do hope to read majority of these before the end of the year because there's not a lot of unread books on my bookshelves anymore. I can't wait until I get the chance to read them, but I am going to put them down now because they're so heavy. But yeah, that is everything for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here and would like to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Bye!